Pupillage, wherever you do it from, is challenging, and pupillage at Littleton is probably one of the most challenging out there because you're doing pupillage from a top-tier set, and that means that you're going to be doing a lot of assessments and your pupillage is going to be very well structured. But that's something that if you want to be if you want to receive one of the best training out there, then Littleton is one of these places. It's going to be it was very well structured. So there are 4 seats to make sure that you experience the range of chambers practice areas, from statutory employment, so tribunal employment law, to High Court employment, which is a more commercial aspect of employment law that Chambers does, and also business protection, so restrictive covenants and things like that, and also more typical traditional commercial work. There is also sports law. So pupillage is going to be structured that you experience all of these areas of practice, which is helpful so that you can know what kind of areas you want to actually develop once you get tenancy. But then also during this seat, you'll have more and more assessments, formal assessments, to help you build these skills gradually until Chambers is able to be in a position to see actually if you're able to actually have the skills to build a successful practice. So it was challenging, but it's also something that I'm very grateful for, because now the kind of training that I've had, many people haven't had that kind of quality training. So my highlight of pupillage was, without doubt, the day of the tenancy decision. There are many chambers out there where typically the way that the tenancy decision happens is that the pupillage committee meets up on that one afternoon, and then you get a call from your supervisor letting you know if you're taken on or not. But at Littleton, and that also shows the kind of culture that there is here, every single member of Chambers will meet up for the tenancy decision, because there is this culture of making these kind of big decisions together as a team. And so everyone makes the effort to come on that one day to discuss your tenancy application. And then afterwards, which makes it feel even more special, so you're in your supervisor's room just waiting for the meeting to happen, to finish. And then the head of Chambers actually will be the person breaking the news and letting you know whether or not you are invited to actually join them on a permanent basis. And so that feels very, very special. And then once you find out, you are invited to celebrate with everyone who's come. So there is champagne and food, and everyone is just meeting and just celebrating with you your achievement. And so that feels very special after all these months of hard work. So I chose Littleton for its employment and commercial practice. So academically, I'm from a commercial background, but I wanted a practice where I have this kind of cases where I deal with commercial kind of skills, so contract and so on. But for me, it was also important that I end up in a place where I'm happy to read about this type of cases and the stories in these cases for the rest of my career. And so that's the thing that is quite attractive with Littleton, is that there is a lot of like this employment and human element in the cases. And for me, that was something that is very important. I want to read stories about people and not necessarily just stories about buildings or ships. And so that was something that at Littleton I was quite attracted to. And then also with the statutory employment, you actually get a lot of time in the tribunal. And so you get that oral advocacy very early on, where you can do several days long trials in a way that in traditional commercial chambers you might not get. So the oral advocacy opportunities at Littleton are offered to junior practitioners. I thought was quite attractive. So I've been finding junior practice brilliant so far. One of the reasons is that it's not easy to start building your practice when you're just starting, but at Littleton, it's just the most supportive place. One, you'll get instructions, so you don't have to worry about that, whereas in some chambers you might be waiting when is your next instruction going to come. But here at Littleton there is so much work coming in that actually yes, I've already been really busy and I haven't had to worry about when is my next set of instructions coming in, even though I'm just starting and I still haven't built any reputation. And also it's just brilliant because with statutory employment, you actually get to do some great oral advocacy. I've already been in 2 3-day trials, and next week I'm in my first 4-day trial, and so I'm already really practicing the skills of cross-examination and closing submissions and just managing a trial. So that's great, but also I feel a lot of support from chambers in even financially. I suppose one of the best kept secrets of the bar is the age debt. You don't get paid very quickly, but here at Littleton, the clerks will make every effort that you are paid promptly. And to support you in that transition, you also get a loan from chambers to support you in the first few months when you're still not getting paid. And so overall, I just feel a lot of support from chambers, from the clerks, from the instructions, and then also from members of chambers who are always so happy to help me and answer the phone whenever I have a question or I want to talk about my cases and I need some guidance. So it's really a great place to start practice.